The second reading is taken from Luke 2, verses 1 to 7. The birth of Jesus. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world. This was the first census that took place while Quirinius was governor of Syria, and everyone went to his own town to register. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
God has never grown accustomed to sin. He can't, because he's holy. And sin must have a penalty to pay because he's just. Sin cuts us off from God. Sin would keep us out of heaven. Sin would condemn us to hell. And yet we read, call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins. Do you know that little baby laid in that manger in Bethlehem was born to die, to deal with our sin? The one who had lain in a manger was laying on a cross, and he was going to carry on himself the sin of the world. Because God, who is bigger than and beyond time, could look back to the beginning and forward to the end, to us today, and take our sin. And he laid it on Jesus. And as a substitute sacrifice, he paid a penalty it would take us all eternity to pay. And he did so because he loved us. He died so that we could be reconciled to God, because it's our sin that's cut us off from God. But if that sin is removed and forgiven, we can come to know God. And when he paid for sins, remember, he cried out, finished, and he gave up his life. And they took him down and they buried him, laid him in a tomb, and there he was, 3 days and 3 nights, cold, still dead, until that first glorious Easter Sunday morning when Jesus rose again. This is the Jesus who is alive, who's risen. No wonder 2,000 years after his birth, we still celebrate him.